Hey everyone, Patrick Farber here with Umpire Classroom, coming to you from Racine, Wisconsin, where it is very cold. I'm here for work, but wanted to go through a video with y'all real quick. This is from one of my association crews working, and I wanted to go through the film with all of you because I think there's some really good learning lessons for us. So when we take a look here, and this is something I harp on quite a bit, it's something that took me a while to understand in my officiating. Uh, but it's being set for the play, getting hands on knees set, not just checking in for when the ball is thrown, but actually checking in when our responsibilities should be taking over, which as a base umpire, with runners on base, is as soon as the pitcher engages the rubber, we should really be hands on knees set. We're looking for box. We're getting into position to react quickly. We're mentally preparing ourselves there. Not only does it look better to be hands on knees set, but it really is a mentality thing and it's important. So I wanted to look at this game because I thought this was a great example of an umpire who is really losing because they're not getting set and ready for the play. So here's nobody on. Turn down the volume here so we don't deafen all of you. So no runners on. And this is a ball hit pretty much straight to right. Now, when we look at our base umpire, he's standing nonchalantly, hands on hips. First of all, if it was zoomed in more, we would see it. It's not a good look. But look at how much time he loses because he's not ready for the play to happen. Like, oh crap, now I gotta go. He does a good job hustling, but he's trying to make up for an error that really shouldn't have happened had he just gotten, been ready for the play. Now, when I'm in the A position or D position in a crew of 3 or 4, on the first or third base line, then I'm not necessarily hands on knees set here. But what I am, and if you go watch a professional baseball game, it's really cool actually. Just like how the infielders get set as the pitcher begins his delivery, you'll see in that motion the umpires do so as well, and they usually get in a scissors stance here, an athletic stance. Usually, I like to have my hips open, so open to the line. So here it'd be my left foot forward, but just in a more athletic stance, and that leaves you open up so that you can quickly do your pause, read, and react. This umpire looks. This is almost more of an oh shit than a read. I actually don't think there's really much read other than just oh crap, I gotta go. So I'd like to see this umpire being more hands on knee set. I think it's important for all of us because you just see how much time he loses because of this. Now our plate umpire does a great job here on the other end of that, and that if our base umpire goes out because he reads a trouble ball hit to his side, then our plate umpire is responsible for the batter runner around all the bases. We are not going to keep up with the batter runner if we try to run to first, second, and third and cover the same distance. But we can cut the inside corner by running closer to the mound. So we see here our plate umpire quickly reads the ball hit. He knows, regardless of whether or not my partner goes out, he's going direction of the ball. Once he sees his partner go out, he knows he's responsible for the touch of first. He's going to see the touch of first. And then he's going to come here. And he can already tell, okay, I don't have a play at second. This is coming to third. I need to get over. And so he cuts it. And he's getting into third. And he's right here, which is great positioning. This play doesn't develop into third. If it did develop, then he'd probably be right at the cutout. He's here still ahead of the runner because if, let's say this ball bounces away from the cutoff, there might be a play at the plate. He's then got to come back here to get to that. So it's great hustle by our plate umpire. Just think we could really clean things up with our base umpire. This next play is better. We see hands on knee set. I would still say he's deep in the B position. As it's top, like the professional level, we want to be halfway between the back cutout of the mound and the front cutout at second. I'd say he's probably a little bit deep. He's on the right line, I think, but a little bit deep. And that deep is an issue because now on a pickoff, you can't really see when his hand actually gets all the way back because you lose that angle. Um, but this is a great job by our base umpire and our plate umpire too. So, runner on first, this ball's sitting in front of the mound. Right now, our base umpire has great instincts here. They're telling him, okay, they're not making a play at second on this. I'm getting across to first so that he's close enough to sell this call, to see it, get the most accurate call, and call it. He does a good job on that. And you see our plate umpire also coming out. He can help with an illegal slide at second. There is no rotation to third because the ball did not leave the infield. And he is actually responsible for a boundary call if the ball were to go past first base. So good job. He gets on the line, he's set, and he's in a position where if this were a field with it, he could call the double first base. Runner on second. So this is, again, he's much faster. Our base umpire here is much faster when he hands on these set. Now he should not be coming up there. He should wait, react to the ball. But you see here, that's a gapper. This is a ball hitting the V, so it's going to belong to the base umpire, trouble or routine, since he's in the middle. Our plate umpire does, and this is what a lot of our other crews struggled with, watch him go to the point of the plate. He doesn't have a rotation. There's no cover for him to go. He's pointing the plate to open up his field of view. He's going to just take it just a little bit back. That's all you need to do to open up your field of view, be able to command the whole field. So this play, no runners on. Yeah, so we have an error and no catch. And then a play at third, and the clip cuts off before we see the call. It's not really relevant. Here's where we're going to get back to this umpire not being ready. This is not a set position that our base umpire is in. That is never going to be a set position. And, if we're looking at playoff crews and trying to figure out where to put umpires, I'm not taking the umpire that looks like this. This is the body positioning of somebody who's working his fourth travel game of the day, not somebody who's trying to work one varsity game at a high level. And it shows, watch his reaction speed to this. Oh shit, I gotta go somewhere. Umpires need to be going to the game. We need to be bringing our presence to it. This is being reactive to it, having the game come at us and having the game tell us what to do. We want to be out in front thinking, okay, I know where I am here. This ball's hit. As soon as I know it's hit to the left side, I'm coming in, taking the batter runner to second. If this ball's hit in the air my side, I'm paused, we're going to react. But these are the things that take a proactive mindset, not a reactive. And that all starts just from his beginning body position. And it shows. And then, that costs him throughout this play because so he comes in, he pivots, but he's lost the ball because he's so late, and now he doesn't see that the ball is down. He's playing catch up, and at this point, just like for all the rest of you, he's not going to make it to third base here. And he doesn't, and a play develops at third, and he's trailing. Whereas if he had been faster off the bat, and you can see he's here. He should be here for this play. There's no reason for him not to be. That's where he needs to be. And that all comes back to just how slow he is off the bat. I mean, ball's hit. That's where our runner is before he starts reacting. That kid's reaching full speed. That kid's going to be a lot faster than us. And that just costs him throughout this. I would also say if you're going to pivot, you need to come in more and you need to be pivoting on the grass. But everything is screwed up from the fact that his response is so slow. There's really no excuse for that. It's just, it comes down to you have to make a commitment to fix your pre-pitch positioning, to really lock in. Because then we're behind this play and we're not going to catch up. Just a good, clean play. I like that. It's something for all of us. Watch our plate umpire, watch his eyes. Keeps his head forward the entire time. He doesn't need to look out here to see whether or not he's pointing his hand up. He knows that. He keeps his eyes forward for any possible interference. Again, look how bad the positioning is, and then look how slow he is, or the position is, the stance, and look how slow he is to react to this. That is where he's making his first movement. Our batter is halfway to the bag, and there was zero for him to read on this. There's no read on this play. But as the players will tell you, he's cooked. There you go. That's my young term of the day. But goddamn, like, this is not good, right? We're just getting burned, and we're getting burned because we're not ready. And an A position with no runners on is not your time to just slack and stand around. You need to be locking in with the pitch, and we're not getting that here. And this probably means he's not going to get other responsibilities. If there's an illegal pitch, there's no chance he's making a call on it because he's not paying attention. This is not coming to the game, and it shows then in the trailing of the play. Now, here's a great opposite example, though. Look at that. Locked in, ready for the play. Ball's hit, and I don't know if he truly reached trouble here versus he just turns and goes because he's kind of going quickly. But nonetheless, this ends up being a trouble ball. So we'll say he read it. And this is good reaction. Like, look at this. Off the bat. Look how fast he's going. And he's getting to the edge of the working area. That's as far as he can get to cover his main responsibility, which is the catch, no catch on this play. He sees it, and he can say no. Now, the chicken mechanic, the flying mechanic is not a safe mechanic. I don't know what that is, but in theory, he's coming up here with a big no catch, no catch. And that's the exact verbiage. Yell no catch, and really just hold your arms out big and wide to the sides. People are going to know. They're going to look from the fans, and then they're going to look for you. You just need to leave it here. You don't need to pump anything. Certainly don't need to flap anything. But it's a good job getting across, or gaining a little bit of distance on this play, this trouble ball, in your first responsibility. And I think just the better reaction comes off of one play he's set and locked in. The others, he's just waiting to see what happens and have the game tell him what he needs to do. So there you have it. That's a quick review. Just wanted to, again, talk about being locked in. Locked in, locked in, locked in. Hands on knees set. Being locked in every pitch. It's something we have to work on. It's something we have to strive for. And it's a hard thing for us to get down. But as you can see here, it makes a huge difference when we're able to do that, when we are locking in for every pitch. And that's just one of those steps in your development as an umpire that will really help you to advance and really get to that next level. So that's a quick breakdown. Probably not as quick now that I've talked over it. But let me know if you have any thoughts. Let me know if you have any feedback. And goodbye from Racing Wisconsin. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.